And we are live in the original venue for the umbraCoffees, not in the Cold Gardens rooms or scenes.
Nowhere near as high tech as last week's setup.
Yeah. So sorry for much more worse sound quality, etc. And we are still joined by an amazing Cold Gardens visitors, and not only the very well-known community members, Kyle and Janae from Off-Road Code and Skrift.
Multi-award-winning Off-Road Code.
Multi-award-winning Off-Road Code.
Yes.
We're contractually obliged to refer to it as that.
All the awards are in the background, right?
Yes. Oh, yes.
They're up there somewhere, but yeah, those
Did you just hear Pete's woohoo?
How are you doing? All good after the Cold Garden?
Oh, yeah. We've been recovering in Huddersfield, slowly, North England with the Off-Road Code team.
Yes, so it's always fun for us after Code Garden because we then get to visit the team for a week really hyped up and start doing all sorts of fun things. And everybody's always really excited after Code Garden, right? We want to go do all of the Umbraco things.
Yep, and just to mention, we wanted to also have Erica here, but she's traveling through the Europe, right? Right now.
She is in the air as we speak.
Yep.
And we promise that we will mention her and we will have her even spiritually here.
Yes.
That's good. And yeah, you've mentioned the post Cold Garden bus, and we had a lot of things shared after the Cold Garden. So it's good that it's the whole buzz and energy is not only during the event, but also after that. Did you spot anything special during the week? Because there were a lot of things happening. I wanted to share one dashboard. I'm trying to use right now Brand 24 for monitoring what has happened during the and what was shared about the Code Garden, and we can see the really nice increase of mentions during the whole event. But it's still up high, so we will see a lot of things shared. I've gathered some of the interesting things. After the event, we had images and photos shared today. But
I saw that this morning.
Also, the Slave and Eagle team received a package from Matt Brailsford with their new swag T-shirts, and I'm wearing one today. But this is those are great, and yeah, the graphics from Matt Brailsford. I wanted to spot some of them.
He's been doing loads of them. He's been really busy this week. He's done Emma Burstow. He did
Erica and the Emma. Erica's not here, but she's been in a Matt Brailsford drawing now. That counts, right? I haven't been in one yet.
Nice mark, man.
Ooh.
It's definitely a time, Matt.
We really wanted to feature a lot of really nice graphics made by Matt. And I really like the idea of summing up anything, basically, events, not only events with infographics and drawings. And they are really great because they even remind us what has happened during the event. And yeah, I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah, no, it's a great way to kind of keep it going after the event, which I really love. And I've been enjoying his little comics anyway. They're fun little avatars.
Matt actually reached out to us this week for Skrift, and whether or not this is a continuous thing, I'm not going to commit him to anything, but we do have at least one Matt Brailsford comic as one of our Skrift banners that we used to do in the first year for our upcoming release on Tuesday. So that one's about Easy Copy and blob storage. So
yeah, it's not even just like avatars; it's an actual multi-panel strip.
Panel comic strip.
Wow,
it's an original.
It's like
we can't wait.
Seeing that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and of course we've been mentioning Skrift articles in various umbraCoffees earlier. Do you want to, I don't know, share some more sneak peeks about the upcoming release or issue?
So in this issue we have about media in the back office and easy copy and using Azure blob storage, and that is by Jimmy. I can't pronounce his last name.
I think.
Yeah. And then we have another article about components in the grid and using layouts versus global components and everything by Kevin Maylander. And they're both US people this release. I know, that was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
So that's super awesome. We're excited to have them both. And I think that Kevin would be particularly great for a Matt Brailsford picture because he is also a redhead with a beard.
Awesome.
Just put them side by side.
That wouldn't be confusing at all.
All fits.
I saw a lot of discussions on Twitter as well about potential articles for Skrift, because there was at Code Garden a push for we need authors, we need content, and a load of people.
Every time.
A load of people kind of said, "Oh, I've got an idea, or I'll put someone up for maybe you'd be really good at writing an article." So it's great to see the community getting behind Skrift even more after Code Garden.
Yeah, a lot of people are also releasing their own blogs this week. So we're going to have way more around the web content. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely that post-Code Garden flush of just new content, which is great. Yeah, we use all the festivals for our begging for writers. So we usually get a glut that'll last 2 or 3 months, and then we're back with the panhandles out and all that. Janae in particular and Erica are particularly guilty of that. I think Dave Wisterber, I don't know if I said that right. Dave Dubb. He agreed to write 1 article, and Janae on the spot flipped it to 2. So
nice work.
She's dangerous like that. But actually,
I didn't trick him. He said on Twitter I tricked him, but I didn't really.
But we've even been seeing more support. Recently, we launched a Patreon, and that's going back into helping run the magazine and ideally actually compensate our authors for their work, because that's something we believe in. And we've seen a big bump during Code Garden and after. Niels was really nice to mention that on stage, and a lot of other people have as well. We've been seeing it pop up. In fact, I believe our newest contributor, Patreon, is you, Callum.
I felt guilty before we went on. We were talking about Patreon, and I was like, oh, okay, I've not contributed anything. So I'm as of now a patron of Skrift and also of UMCO. I've just joined.
And UMCO is also brilliant.
We'll put the links to the Patreon pages in the description, so people can go ahead and also sign up and support the great work you're doing.
Them as well.
Awesome.
I've been following all the new patrons for UMCO and Skrift as well, and that's really great to see that people discovered this opportunity, and it was something new, because it's not always. We've mentioned it a couple times as well. For some of the people, it was something new, and that's great that they are able right now to give back something for you and for UMCO and for maybe other projects as well.
Yeah, it's been pretty wonderful. I think as like you guys, part of the community giving back to the community, we're just doing it because of the love of Umbraco, or at least, and maybe to kind of look cool a little bit. But it's actually really it's really humbling and awesome when that suddenly turns into people being grateful enough that they want to share some cash. It's like, thank you.
Yeah. Talking of recognizing the great work you guys do, I know that your MVPs both got renewed at Code Garden as well.
Yeah, we were MVPs.
You are new MVPs too,
and
so
we are as well.
All MVP
You're brand new.
high five.
Virtual high five.
Yeah, we were MVPs in 2016 for Skrift along with Erica, and that was really great. And I guess they have a program now where they renew them periodically, so we get to keep the sticker.
The forum badge.
Yeah,
awesome.
The forum badge is important. Not that I use the forums too much.
And they didn't do awards or statues or anything in 2016. So they actually gave them all to us this year. So we do now have our MVP statues. Yeah.
Nice
new statues to put on the wall. So that helps with the multi-award winning Off-Road Code with their 2 MVP members.
Multi-award winning.
I'm saying that as many times as possible for the boss. He's right there.
There you go.
Did we hear multi-award winning?
I think it came up at least twice.
I like the acronym MA.
Okay, but it wasn't only about Code Garden this week, and it's also worth to mention Code Cabin, which is another event on the map of the Umbraco oriented events, announced that they will have 2 amazing guests, which are the first guests announced, and it will be the 2 amazing HQ people, Sebastian and Rune, who will help people there to maybe contribute more into the core, or maybe do something more around Umbraco development. And yeah, I think that it will be a great addition for the event itself. And Callum, you're still planning to go?
Yeah, it's a toss-up between Code Cabin and the Umbraco US Fest.
Yeah. So
we'd love to see you in the US. Yeah, we're probably not making Code Cabin.
It's so far away to continue, as you know, to travel to Europe again. Yeah,
back and forth. Although I feel like they're missing an opportunity. Seb is great, of course. Sebastian's great, but if you're sending half of Slave and Eagle, they really should have just brought Mads in and had a branded karaoke event there at the spot.
Who knows? Maybe there'll be an impromptu concert. They'll fly him in especially just for the evening. private
Right.
helicopter.
Yeah, and I just noticed that Slave and Eagle has a great new cover picture on Twitter. Because I've been finding the new issues. Callum, can you notice that?
Oh, brilliant.
Lovely. So this is one of the photos actually. They've just released the photos from Code Garden, and Slave and Eagle gate crashed our Thursday umbraCoffee during Code Garden in full costume, and
That's so
they
awesome.
seems to have set that as their wallpaper on Twitter, which
I
and
missed
also-
that one. Were they in character the whole time, or?
they didn't really talk much. They were a bit cocky and
as stars, you know, it's hard to speak with someone from another level, right? They are
Ooh,
not on the same level. And here are the new photos released today
Yeah,
from the
they're
whole event.
beautiful, aren't they?
Yes, they are really great. We will, of course, share the link for all of them under the video description. But yeah, jumping back to the topic, because it wasn't only about Code Garden. We've seen 2 new releases in this week. And there were all, of course, a ton of contributions to documentation by people encouraged during the event, and not only during the event, to do this more. There were also some new, playgrounds or proof of concept of using Umbraco Headless with various things. Carol released a video with her demo with Alexa, right? And I did a small proof of concept with Xamarin app, which was really simple and easy to configure, and that's a great addition to Umbraco and possibilities to use Headless for. But I also spotted this Embran content module, which is made for us developers to maybe create a more clean code around the views and maybe modules on the page. I haven't tested it yet. Definitely worth to pay attention to this and maybe check it out. And Nathan, who was our umbraCoffee guest during the Code Garden on various of them, released a new version of Plumber with some fixes and add-ons after the positive feedback from Code Garden, so which is also great. And this package is probably can be considered as a really nice example how packages should be made.
I also want to mention his Umbra comic package from this week.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yeah. So if you want to use the Comic Sans font in your back office, feel free to grab it. I'm really curious how many downloads it will have.
I think it's had like 200 already.
I think it has more than any package I've ever worked on. So.
that's
the most popular package. Also, we wanted to high five Anders for his first PR to Umbraco, Dan.
Yeah.
So not only well-known contributors did a lot of work after the Code Garden buzz, but also new ones, and it's great to see how it grows. And speaking about it, Kyle, you are a part of the CPR team,
Yes.
and you guys have first meeting today, or you already had it?
We will have it in about another 2 hours. So I'm in between meetings today, as it were. But yeah, no, it's going to be great. The community PR team or CPR team. We made that up during the retreat before Code Garden. It's going to be exciting. We're going to be there to help them do PRs faster. So people like Anders will get their names contributed quick, ideally.
And the idea is just to kind of help HQ with prepping these pull requests and making sure they're all ready to go and get them merged in quickly, right?
It's to communicate back quicker so people don't have them sitting around. It's triage, so that way if something needs to be fixed, we can communicate it, and then we can sort of pre-flag it, so that way Sebastian, who is the head of PR, as they like to call him at Umbraco, can then get the final decision up and down, and he'll be responsible for the actual merge.
Yeah, and that's great to see that the contributions are not only right now about really creating code, but also documentation. And you all who are watching us can contribute by even answering questions, right? That's so simple. And HQ, and not only HQ, released a couple surveys during this week. And one of them is about maybe new name for the settings and developer section combined. I answered settings because I think
did too.
This
I did as well.
is oh, that's great. So we're on the same page.
And
but
other.
still,
Janae was
Down below.
other.
Yes.
but I also agree with Dave about configuration, because it's also a great name for the section. So if anyone have any opinion, feel free to share it. This is a part of and way to contribute to the project as well. Lee asked another question.
A bit of fun,
about
this one.
about the back office naming, and my answer is back office. I don't know what you.
I voted for that one as well. I saw on Slack Lee saying that they inconsistently use both back office with a lowercase o and a capital O throughout the core. So that
drives me insane.
We can always rename it to administration panel. And also Mats, and I've lost this tweet, but yeah, Mats started a discussion about the process of rewriting or maybe upgrading Angular JS to 1.7. And I know you as an off-road code did some
multi-award-winning off-road code.
Yep, you did some work with upgrading Angular to some.
Yeah, Pete did
a
lot of heavy lifting trying to get it up to 1.3 something, I think, so far. He would have the exact number, and that's been a lot of weekend warrior sessions on his part.
One of the differences, though, I know, or at least my understanding, is that Mads is updating Angular for V8 specifically, and Off-Road Code has been working on upgrading Angular for V7 so that it can go into current releases, since there will definitely be overlap between the maintenance of V7 even after V8 comes out. So it would be great to have Angular updated there too.
Nice.
I'm not a fan of Angular, to be honest, but if we're going to use it, please make it more modern. So thank you, Mads. Thank you, Pete.
And also, from the small discussion about theming back office, I've did some proof of concept work with Hacker theme in the past. We've started discussion about how we can, create additional themes for back office, maybe a dark theme following the all IDs who are using dark themes. Maybe there are editors who are working for long hours in the back office and they want their hours to be relieved or something like that. We've started a project called Umbraco Back Office Themes. It's on GitHub. I will share the link, but also it opened a new issue on Issue Tracker made by Nathan about CSS and less cleanup. And there are also some nice comments from James South and Matt about the whole process and the perfect timing with V8 right now to do that. So also, if you are keen in front end and you've seen a lot of madness behind the scenes done in Umbraco, there is a way to contribute and to help people make it better right now and for the future releases, right?
Speaking to Mads at the Code Garden retreat, he was very, very keen to refactor a lot of the front end code and even the build process that's there to make it far easier for people to work with, which is a common theme across all of the V8 improvement. Like, let's make it easier to contribute, easier to understand. So any help that could be given to the front end project, Mads is grateful.
Yeah,
I think that's a really great option too for people who care about Umbraco that are front enders but aren't necessarily really Angular savvy. There's a lot of CSS stuff that can be done in the back office. It doesn't require you to be like, oh, I just got delivered cake. Oh. Yes, that can allow front enders to work in the back office without being so intimidated.
Yeah, and during the Code Garden, it was brought to attention that it should be a collaborative approach. So it's not just expecting changes, but also sharing your expectations. It's more than nothing to just share what you are expecting to help people make some decisions, I think. And I think that from the perspective of the whole week, that was it. I don't know if I missed something. Yeah, we missed something. New old hire in the HQ, but we've been discussing it during the Code Garden because I catched Andrew Barta somewhere behind the scenes. So we have a new, all the new trainer and person who will be dealing with US-based partners and customers as well.
We love Andrew. He went to school in Bellingham, where we live. So we got to spend a lot of time with him in person when he was in town with Paul Sterling, who also lives in Bellingham, where we do. So I was super excited to see Andrew back at Code Garden and learn that he had rejoined HQ.
We call him Adorable Andrew because he's adorable.
Yes.
So that's great.
And I think that's a great wrap up, and it was really great to have you here with us, using the ability and possibility of you being in the Europe.
Yes, it's nice to be in the same time zone.
Yeah, no, it's great. We don't have to get up at like I don't know what
Yeah,
it
I
would be.
think it's around 2 in the morning,
Okay.
actually.
2 in the morning.
Yeah,
But you ever give us enough
Okay.
warning, we'll make it work.
we can.
No, it's been really great to be on. Thanks.
Yes, thanks so
Big
much for
fans of
having
your
us.
work. It's good to actually get up on it for a change.
Oh, I see someone in the background waving. Yes.
And we'll send you some mugs, of course. Oh wait, we already did.
No,
So
you already did.
Yeah,
Brilliant. So we were prepared.
you've got your umbraCoffee swag, and yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
And
thank you
of,
again.
yeah, and of course, keep up the good work what you are doing. And yeah, see you on the Umbraco road.
Yep. See you around.
Sure, right back at you.
Yeah.